Namaste, dear listeners, and welcome to the Iowa channel Astro In with Abhi Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abhi. Now, there is something that I have allowed myself to experiment with, and I'm going to talk to you about it now. And I'm going to call it the banana and milk diet. Right? The banana and milk diet is what I'm going to call it because that's what the diet is. It's just banana and milk. Yeah, and there I throw in some peanut butter at times with some pumpkin seeds and the whole list of different kinds of seeds which is chucked in there with some wood, obviously banana milk. You've got all of these seeds with some peanut butter and I think now and then some honey as well, but very rarely. And I use two bananas. Why the banana and milk diet? Why have I chosen to go on this diet? Yeah. So obviously, I've never understood the science behind it fully, and I don't think I'll ever understand the science behind it fully. But from the little that I do, am aware of, it's safe enough to say or to give a synopsis of my experience with it. Well, I have experienced with it before, many times, but I wanted to do it again. And this time, yeah, I wanted to do it purely to see how quick I can connect with my true self. And remember, true self is your higher self. Higher self is absolute nothingness. It's the bliss body. Right. So I wanted to see how quickly I can still the mind. Right. So prior to that, at times, prior to that, eating whatever I could land myself in or get my hands on, I would eat. I'm not talking about heavy metal foods and all of that, right? But I'm talking about generally like bread and rice and whatever. So prior to that, it would take me at least 5 to 10 minutes to get into that space. Of solid meditation, about 5 to 10 minutes of getting into that space of nothingness. Sometimes 15 minutes, but more or less on average between, let's just call it an average between 8 minutes. Right? Now, with the banana and milk diet, immediately in the first 3 days, I figured out that I can connect. I can connect with absolute nothingness, which is my true self. Um, I think in 10 seconds. In the first 3 days, in 10 seconds. I've literally counted it, but I can't remember after. Um, I can't. But maybe 10 seconds, maybe 8, maybe 5. I don't know. In fact, you enter that dimension of existence if you are normally doing sadhana or meditation every day, like I have been doing for a good number of years now. And if you obviously, I'm doing readings for everybody. I'm doing astrology readings, intuitive readings, numerology readings, um, different kinds, light giving, chakra balance. So I'm always in that dimension. But obviously, to enter the space of absolute nothingness, um, obviously it's not very difficult for me to do on a normal day because I'm doing it so often. But the ability to connect in whichever dimension I want to, the path is clean. There's no obstructions. The mind is not withering this side or that side. If I think something, I'm there in my mind. If I think north, I'm there north. If I think south, I'm there south. There's no intermittency. There's no buffering. The line is straight. But when there's meat eating, the line is not straight. If you're trying to bring yourself to a point of peace, the mind goes this way, that way before it finds itself straight. So imagine the communication goes this way, that way before you find yourself straight. Imagine your actions go this way, that way, because that's how an animal lives. Animals behave that way. Meat contains heavy metal, and heavy metal holds you down as spirit. In the chakra system, it holds you down to the root and sacral dimension, which is a hellish dimension, anyways. Therefore, it's very difficult to connect with your higher power. Your higher power is sitting in your crown chakra. Once you become aware of what I'm saying, the system latent in your pineal gland, once you start acting on it, then your ability to reach your higher dimensions is very possible. The possibilities are there. So the banana and milk diet has helped me tremendously. Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of muscle mass, but who cares? What's the point of having a big muscle body if you've got no peace, if you're not in a state of peace, as in consciousness? What's the point of having a body which you're so happy with? Yet When you come home, or no matter what you're doing, you're absolutely miserable. You've got aches and pains. You only good when you're working out. Other than that, you're depressed. What's the point of it? So why am I doing this podcast? I'm doing this podcast to, and I hope it reaches out to everybody who is focused on the physical dimension of reality, but inside they are suffering, but they still continue to eat the things that are not good for them. And I have taken this upon my own. I've taken this upon my own will to try this. And I'm doing it for about 2 weeks now. Plus minus 2 weeks, yeah, about 2 weeks now. And I can tell you now, the possibilities with this year is immense. Peace is a consequence of this year. Calmness, peace, the ability to make better decisions are there. Resiliency, consistency, strength like no man's business. I promise you, if I could deadlift 120 kilos prior to this year, I still deadlift 120 kilos. The only difference is now I'm not with ache and pains and I wake up more peacefully. Plus, I can think better. I don't need lots of rest in between my sets. So these are the kind of things that I like to implement in my life to see what happens, how it works for me, so that I can share it with you. Now, obviously, I've been on a vegetarian diet for quite a few years, and 2016, 2017, strictly vegetarian. I'm talking about, um, I don't think I was even having milk at that time. This was vegan, strictly vegan. I wasn't even having like, um, yeah, no milk, no cheese. I know at that time it was purely just vegetables and fruit. And the possibilities were, well, I couldn't even count them at that point. In fact, the greatest possibility is having a still mind because everything is born from stillness. Right? So I hope this podcast touches you in a way where it'll bring you to a point of experimenting within yourself. Allow yourself to go on this banana and milk diet. Do it for 2 days or do it for one day. Do it for 3 days and see from there how it benefits you. I started it just purely banana and milk. Now I'm just purely on banana and milk. Right? So there's no additions. There's no practicing no seeds, nothing. Just banana and milk. And I can tell you, there's no time frame that I've given. But I said to myself, if this feels good, I'm going to continue it. How long, when I'm going to change it, I'm not concerned about that. I'm purely focused on the now. It feels good for me, it's working for me now, and that's it. And that's all I'm cared about. I'm worried about, right? So thank you very much, dear listeners. Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Hari Bol, and goodbye to you all.